Hey there, traders. Welcome back for episode number 153 from the Stock Bandit. I'm sure glad that you've joined me for this episode. Now let's take a look at the indices here as we head into a holiday shortened week. We've got the market being closed this coming Friday in observance of Christmas, which of course is coming this next weekend. So, we've got a 4-day week. We've also got a holiday shortened week, a major holiday here with Christmas, and that tends to be one of the lightest volume periods of the year. We just had option expiration on Friday, and oftentimes that does bring some heavier volume associated with it. But now we're getting into the final 2 weeks of the year here with Christmas and New Year's just ahead, and that means a lot of year-end cross currents that typically aren't there the rest of the year. We've got things like tax loss selling or index rebalancing. We've got performance to protect for some managers, and we've got kind of some performance anxiety as some managers who have been lagging in their performance need to kind of step up these last couple weeks and make something happen. So we could see some high beta stocks moving quickly. We could see anything is in play in the next couple of weeks, and so it's really a good time for us as traders. I just want to mention this as we get into the indices here. It's really a good time to kind of stay on your toes out there. Be very careful. This is not a time to slack off if you're going to be at your screens trading in these next 2 weeks. Take it very carefully. Look to probably shorten your time frame a little bit and look to reduce your size a little bit, because the environment that we're in is just going to be affected by a couple of other motives that just aren't there during the rest of the year. So just be aware of that. So, last week we saw more constructive price action for the indices. NASDAQ, S&P, Russell, Dow, all of them hit new intraday highs for the year. We also finished positive on the week, but only by a few points. It really wasn't a whole lot of upside. Here's the close for the NASDAQ. By the way, if you're not watching this full screen, go ahead and shift to that. You'll see a much clearer chart. But this is the prior Friday's close, and then of course this was Friday's close. So what we've done here is kind of carve out a short-term trading range. We've rallied big from early December, and then we've kind of leveled off here. We've been creeping a little bit higher over the past week, but essentially this index is just kind of digesting this big run here. And so we need to see a close through 2645. We popped through it on Friday but couldn't close above it. We need to see a close through the 2645 level to really help show some conviction here on the buy side, but still a really good looking chart, and the bulls are definitely still in the driver's seat for this overall market right now. Now the S&P 500 still looking really well. Also, nice rally here, and we've seen some leveling off here in the past few days. Here again, S&P just fractionally higher last week, but really contending a few different times, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, with this 1246 area. We need to see a good close above that zone as well. We've got this potential support right here at 1227, which was former resistance. That's kind of just down below here. We're not a long way from there, just roughly 16, 17 points as of Friday's close, but that may serve as some support if we see a pullback to that zone. So keep that on the radar as well. We've got the Russell 2000 still acting extremely well. Nice rally here, and then some good basing action over the past week or more, and really flirting with this 779 level. It's tagged that zone a couple of times. We need to see a close above that. A close, call it 780 or above, but really good price action here. And finally, we've got the Dow, which is holding up pretty well also. And we've seen a lot of narrow range days in the past couple of weeks, and so that just kind of points to some quieter price action here for the Dow, but this index is still holding up extremely well. We've got short-term resistance right up here about the 11,520 zone, and so that's just kind of a short-term hurdle that this index needs to clear. to really, possibly pick up some momentum into year end. But all things considered, this market is still acting really well. There's still lots of opportunities out there. Even though we saw some consolidation last week, there were lots of stocks on the move. So if you're a trader who's paying close attention, you should be finding good opportunities out there, and hopefully you can do that in this holiday shortened week ahead. So thanks again for joining me for this episode. I will be back soon with more videos, but in the meantime, trade like a bandit.